Now, obviously, I'm doing light switches today, so yeah, it's dark in here until I can turn the lights on. Anyway, one thing I like to do is just label up my cables nicely, and the way that I do that is with a sheet that I put in the printer. Oh, bugger. The sheets themselves, a little pack of these, about 10 or something like that. I'll put a link to where you can get those on Amazon below. They're pretty cheap, and it comes with a Word template, so you just need to type in what you want, put it through your printer, and away you go. Now, the way these work is they're plastic laminated, so they don't rub off like ink does, and they just wrap around the cable, nicely labeling it. So there you go, permanently labeled and ready to go. So I've just gone ahead and stripped those back with my nice little cable strippers. The important thing, and I'm leaving these a little bit longer than I really should, but about 70 millimeters is what you want from the bottom of the box. So just a little bit longer, but of course for these are 1 millimeter cables, because these days we're using LED lights, and what I'm going to be doing is doubling over the ends of the cables. So now I may add that, oh, actually I'm not doubling over the end of these cables for the neutrals, because neutrals are going straight into Wagos. So in actual fact, let's get my little snippers. These need to be, I believe, 11 millimeters. So let's just trim those off. It's like 11 mil to me. And there's one. There's two, touching the end. Tug test. Not touching the sleeving. Right. Same with the earths. Now the earths actually could be a lot shorter. I think we will take those a little bit shorter. Let's get them the same length though. Let's get that down a little bit. No need for it to be that long, because otherwise it's just taking up room in a busy box. Now I've used the deepest boxes that I could find, certainly for plasterboard. And the reason is, at some point I'm going to be putting some lovely Shelly dimmers and switches in these back boxes, and I want them to have enough room for everything to fit. So there we go, there's those. Now I also like to use, I could just use the permanent Wagos, but because I know I'm taking these apart in the future, I'm going to use these lever ones. Give it a tug test, lovely. Right, and then all we need to do is then double up these ends, and then we'll put that into a switch. So I'm using these nice MK Logic Pluses. They tend to have a little perforation. This is where leaving those a little bit longer helps. Right, so let's see if I can bend that round without it going beyond the end of the insulation, which I've done this time. Well done. And it's easy to do it on this 1 millimeter cable because it's not very thick. So there we go, they're nicely, oops, come on, stop twisting. Nicely flattened off. Ready to go into my switch faceplate. So let's dig the screws out. I'll pick that up in a minute. Now, pretty much on all of these, because there was like not very much money involved in them at all, I went for the 2 ways. So I'm just having a look. Right, so we want to go common and then 1. So light goes into the 1 position. if we're going to do this, yeah, all right, that way around. If we're going to do this, oh, actually, I'll do the common first. Common first. And the nice thing about these Logic Plus switches, apart from the fact that they are very good value and very high quality, is they also come with the screws already backed out. So all you're doing is fitting, not preparing to fit, which is great. Now, I tell you what, I would like one of those very nice Wera screwdrivers that has a torque setting, because you run the risk of over torquing those, and I don't want to do that. Right, there we go. And just finishing off, I like the screws horizontal, because that's the kind of guy I am. We're not going to put a level on that, because I'm probably going to have to take it off anyway. There you go.